So we've been in and out of the prison system for about the last 5 years.
Not literally.
Speak for yourself. And, we set this intention a long time ago that we wanted to go into the prison system because it was really important for me to do some healing with offenders. Okay? Right? Right? And if you would have told me 10 years ago when I started on this journey that I'd be talking to child molesters and trying to help them, I would have said, you're absolutely out of your mind. Never going to happen. I'm not going to do it. So anyways, we're at Stony Mountain Penitentiary, and we have 400 of the baddest dudes on the planet in a gymnasium. Rapists.
Captive audience.
Yes. Nice. Murderers, rapists, child molesters, bank robbers, you name it. The full gamut. So I stand up there and I go, you know what, guys? The only difference between you and I is I didn't get caught. I think like you. I act like you. I used to be like you. And I said, your trauma history is this high. My trauma history is this high. Okay? So we're having this amazing conversation with this amazing group of men. And I see this little guy way in the back of the room, and he can't sit in his chair. He's like losing his mind. He can't. So I call on him, and he stands up and he says, Theo Fleury says, you're my hero. I was like, whoa, really? He said, yeah. And he was like my height and small guy. He said, I grew up in the north end of Winnipeg. He said, I was a great hockey player. When I was 14 years old, I got involved with the wrong crew. I started selling drugs, and I've been in and out of jail ever since, okay? And he looked like a hip-hop guy. He had the flat beak hat, tattoos from his neck all the way to his feet. And, he was just cool, So then he says, you'll never guess who I was with in Grand Cache, Alberta, 3 weeks ago. I said, I have no idea. Oh, no. He said, I was with Graham James, my abuser. Okay? And he said, Theo Fleury, because you're my hero, my sole intention while I was there was I was going to beat the crap out of Graham James for you. But he said, Graham is very heavily guarded because everybody wants to beat the crap out of him. Okay? So he said, I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and he said, I got my chance. The guards left his room. I went into Graham's room, and couldn't see him. So he said, I looked around, and I looked to the right of his bed, and there he was, curled up in a ball, in the fetal position, in the corner of his room. And he said, I didn't do anything. He said, I left the room. And you know what I said to the kid? I said, you're my hero for not doing anything. Because it's not about that, right? Because if I still hold anger, if I still hold resentment towards that, then I can't move forward, right? I'll be stuck, I'll be stuck. And to me, that was the first probably light bulb moment that I had that I actually was practicing what I was preaching, which is self-forgiveness, right? And it was an incredible breakthrough, for me, and for it to happen in a prison, like, come on, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a certain amount of willingness that we all have to have in order to stay on the path of healing.